Welcome to the Common Man Football Show. My name is James Coburn, and today's episode, we're talking about the 2018 NFL Scouting Combine, specifically tight end analytics. So today's video, as in previous videos, we looked at running backs, offensive linemen, and now we're going to get into tight ends. Specifically, how their athleticism testing went down, who had a good combine, who didn't have a good combine, and all those other sort of things. For those people that are new to the channel, all terms and definitions will be in the description. So if you don't know what explosive lower body strength is, if you don't know what a speed score is, if you don't know what a flexibility score is, all those terms and definitions will be in the description. But I will do my best to kind of explain what those data points are. First off, explosive lower body strength score is you take the vertical and the broad jump and you measure it against mass density. You're essentially trying to see how explosive athlete a player is based on the vertical and the broad jump. Then of course you have the speed score, which is just the 40-yard dash measured against mass density. So it's essentially a weight adjusted 40-yard dash. You know, the bigger you are, the faster you run, the higher score you're going to get. And then of course the flexibility score is the short shuttle / three cone measured against mass density, which essentially is looking at balance. Players that have a lot more core strength and more ability to maintain their feet typically do better in terms of the short shuttle and the three cone. So looking at the guys that were at the combine in terms of the tight end group, I'll mention it right off the bat. I mean, the guy that everybody is going to talk about with good reason is, of course, Mike Gesicki from Penn State. Had by far the best combine out of every player that was there. 98.40 in terms of explosive lower body strength, 91.60 in terms of speed, and 97.57 in terms of flexibility. That's out of every tight end since the 1999 NFL draft class. So great all-around athlete. Other tight ends that had very good combine performances. Jordan Thomas from Mississippi State, 96.27 in terms of explosive lower body strength score, 79.59 in terms of speed, 89.70 in terms of flexibility for his size. And then the last player that had a very good combine as well was Tyler Conklin. Had a 96.09 explosive lower body strength score, 56.95 speed score, and 80.34 flexibility score. You can look at the rest of the data to get a general picture of things, but the guys I'm going to mention now are the guys that put up red flags. Red flags in terms of high quality outcomes. This doesn't mean that they're not going to become long-term starters, because every one of the players on this list that I'm showing you today, there is a starter who had athleticism traits similar to them. But this is about high-quality outcomes. This is about the likelihood of these players becoming multiple Pro Bowl, multiple All-Pro types. And unfortunately, a lot of tight ends failed in terms of different sort of categories in order to become that type of player. So we'll just go through it. In terms of explosive lower body strength, you typically want tight ends who have at least a 35 or higher in terms of that particular score. So every single multiple All-Pro / Pro Bowl tight end since 1999 had at least an EXP score of 35 or higher. And the ones who failed to meet that threshold were Dalton Schultz, Donnie Ernsberger, Ian Thomas, Mark Andrews, and Will Disley from Washington. All those tight ends pretty much did not hit the athleticism traits indicative of an All-Pro / Pro Bowl tight end. On top of that, the speed score is another score that's really important in terms of All-Pro / Pro Bowl tight ends. And the tight ends who did not hit All-Pro / Pro Bowl speed scores were David Wells, Durham Smythe from Notre Dame, Hayden Hurst, Marcus Baugh, Ryan Izzo, and Tyler Conklin. All those tight ends, unfortunately, did not hit speed scores indicative of multiple All-Pro / Pro Bowl types. It doesn't mean that they can't be starters. It doesn't mean that they can't find a role in the NFL. It's just that the likelihood of them becoming a special tight end, of being like a Rob Gronkowski, a Travis Kelce, even a Rudolph, even a Rudolph type, you know, is very just not in the cards. Zach Ertz even There's not those guys kind of fail to hit the sort of even the Zach Ertz type of athleticism traits. But all in all, that's the tight ends. Guys that did not participate, DNP is what that stands for. So if you're looking at the chart and you see DNP, that just means they did not participate. So guys like Dallas Goedert from South Dakota State didn't really do any significant testing, which is unfortunate because I actually was pretty excited to see what he was going to do at the Combine, and he didn't really do anything. So I'm a little bit bummed about that. And of course, other guys that did not participate, Christopher Herndon from Miami didn't do enough things. Jordan Atkins from Central Florida didn't do enough things. And Troy Fumagalli from Wisconsin didn't do enough things. But in general, though, like I said, Mike Gesicki, by far best combine out of all the tight ends. I'm pretty sure this seals the deal of him as a first-round tight end. I would not be opposed to take him as a first-round tight end based on his production profile and based on his other sort of data points. He looks like a multiple Pro Bowl type tight end, so I would definitely consider taking him anywhere in the top 20 sort of range, and I think you'll do pretty well taking a guy like him in that sort of area. Jordan Thomas, though, is a little raw on film. It didn't really stick out much in terms of the Shrine Game and other sort of all-star events that he went to, that Jordan Thomas went to. So I would caution his testing. I think his testing just means that there's some project potential with him, that this is a guy that you could develop a bit, but not someone that I would go goo gaga over crazy, like, hey, take him in day 2. I still would not view him as a day 2 prospect, even with the testing, because I think he's more of a project kind of player. And of course, Jalen Samuels, who is the weird kind of tight end in the group. I took his data, put it at wide receivers. He looked very impressive at wide receiver. With the tight ends, he actually doesn't look too bad either. But keep in mind that Jalen Samuels is 6 foot, 225 pounds. And that's not an inline tight end. You're not going to put a 6 foot, 225 pound tight end. Like, you're not going to put a guy like that to stop Von Miller, for example. So that is the only issue with Jalen Samuels, is that he's a very specific type of player, and you have to have an offensive coordinator who knows what to do with a guy like him, because he could easily get lost in the sauce if you don't have somebody who knows what to do with him. So, but I just wanted to mention his name out there as well, because he tested with the tight ends, but he's realistically more of a running back / H-back type than actual tight end. I mean, let's just be honest here. So that's the only other guy that's kind of like that as well. And of course, my name is James Coburn. You can find my other work at draftcoburn.wordpress.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at Geometrics. And if you like this content and you want more content like this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Share this video as well with anybody that you know. Hit that notification button so that you're always reminded when another video of mine drops. And we're going to be dropping some more Combine videos as we get closer. I know a lot of you guys may just want me to just dump all the videos all at once. I kind of want to just space it out because I really want to double check and make sure there's a lot of errors happen at the Combine because there's so much information coming in all at once. I want to make sure that all the stuff that I present to you guys is no mistakes, no issues, no typos, no nothing. So I've been really trying to make sure that there's no mistakes, there's no issues in terms of the data that I present to you guys. So that I don't give a false impression about a player and then come back and go, oh, I made a mistake. And believe me, humans make mistakes. But just keep in mind that a ton of data is coming in. So just taking a little bit more time to make sure and double check and make sure everything is as accurate as possible before I present it to you guys. And with all that out of the way, I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Peace!